Here we go, my friends. Chapter 8, Junie B. Jones, Aloha. This is called clicking. We hiked and hiked to the end of the trail. Then Donald gave us granola bars. Plus also, we drank Gatorade. Donald liked my flower head. You look like a walking Aloha blossom, he said. I did a frown at that word. A lehuawada, I said. A lua blossom. The flowers in your hair are red lua blossoms, he explained. Lua blossoms are a favorite food source for a little red bird called a papane. These are all very new words for teacher season as well. I stared at that man for a real long time. You have way too much information in your head, Don, I said. Donald laughed real loud. Then I laughed too, only it wasn't actually a joke. After we rested, we started hiking back to the bus. Mother and Daddy and I went last again. Only this time, I had to walk even slower on account of the flowers kept falling out of my hair. And so I had to keep picking them up and putting them back. Come on, Junie B, said Mother. We need to stay up with the others. If the flowers fall out of your hair, you'll just have to leave them. I did a frown. But I worked very hard at this flower arrangement, I said, and I don't want to go back to the bus empty-handed. Mother thought for a minute. Then she picked up more flowers from the trail, and she wove them in all over my head. Plus also, she used some bobby pins to hold them. There. That'll do the trick, she said. Now, come on, let's go. We've got to catch up. And so both of us started to run. Only too bad for me, because all of a sudden my shoe came loose. And so I quick sat down on the trail to tie it. And that is the last pleasant hiking memory I have. Whoosh! The noise zoomed by my ear. Whoosh! I did a gasp. A teensy red bird flew right in my face. I sat there all frozen. The bird fluttered and flapped, and chirped and twerped, and dipped and swirled, and then, plop! That crazy bird landed right on top of my head. My mouth tried to shout, but no words would come out. I quick stood up and tried to shoo him away, but he just flapped and flopped and fluttered some more, and he kept right on staying there. Then finally my voice came back to normal. Bird! Bird! 911! 911! Bird! 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 I screeched. Mother and Daddy came running back to me. Their mouths fell all the way open. Then they tried to shoo the bird away too, but it still kept flopping and flopping and fluttering up there. Suddenly, Mother covered her mouth with her hand. Oh my gosh, I think it's stuck, she said. I think it's tangled in her hair. My eyes got big and wide at that news. Tangled, I yelled. The bird is tangled in my hair? Are you kidding me? I raised my screech even louder. It's tangled! It's tangled! 911! 911! Tangled bird! I hollered. God, that's too funny. Uh-oh. Sorry. Put yourself together. All of the bus people came rushing back at once. Plus Donald came rushing back too. He came to a stop in front of the group. Then he quick gathered himself together and he started giving orders. Okay, I need everyone to go back to the bus now, he said. Please. The old people hurried away. Then Donald turned to Mother and Daddy and he made his voice very calming. Okay, Mom and Dad, step away from the bird, he said. Mother and Daddy looked at each other, then both of them stepped away. After that, Donald walked to me real slow, and he squatted down next to me, and he held my hand. Are you okay, honey? He said. I rolled my eyes. I've got a bird on my head here, Don. How good can I be? I said. Donald smiled. I don't know. You look pretty brave to me, he said. I thought for a minute and did a sigh. I'm not, Donald. I'm not brave, I said. I'm afraid of jellyfish and eels. Donald shrugged. Join the club, he said. After that, he gave me a pat, and he told me my final instructions. Just hold your head perfectly still, he said. I am going to walk behind you and untangle this little guy, okay? My heart pounded real hard. Okay, I said back. I stood as still as I could. Donald's voice kept talking real quiet and calm. In all of my years as a nature guide, I have never seen a sight like this, he said. I raised my eyebrows. Really, Donald? I said. Really, he said. I wish I had a picture of this. A picture of this would be 1 in a million. That's when it hit me. I did a gasp. Donald, I have a camera, I said. I pointed to my backpack lining the trail. It's right in there. Mother covered her mouth. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that, she said. Then she bent down real slow and she got the camera from my backpack. And click, click, she took a picture. I kept on staying still. I felt Donald pick up the bird real gentle and he untangled its feet from my hair. Look at it. Click, click. Mother took another picture. Then, hooray! Oh, it says a bird in the hat. A bird in the hair, sorry. Then, hooray! Donald held out his hands and he showed me the teensy little red bird. Look, see? Not one feather harmed, he said. Good job, young lady. I smiled, real relieved. Good job to you too, Donald, I said. He winked at me. How about if you and I go release this little fella back into his tree, he said. He's going to have a pretty exciting story to tell all his friends, isn't he? I thought about show and tell. Yes, I said, we both are. After that, I took the camera from Mother, and me and Donald went down the trail a little way. Donald set the little bird on a rock. He kept his hands around the bird real gentle. Ready? Said Donald. Ready, I said. Donald took his hands away, and flop, flop, the bird started to fly. I began snapping pictures very fast. Oh, look, click, click. A bird in a tree. Click, click. Bye-bye, birdie. Then zoom, it flew away. For a second, I stood there real silent. Donald stood real silent too. Whoa, I said finally. Wow, said Donald. We looked at each other and smiled. I aimed my camera one more time. Click, click. My new friend, Don. Chapter 9, the final chapter. Aloha, Day 5. Dear First Grade Journal, it is already tomorrow morning. Mother and Daddy are still sleeping, only I don't even know how they could even go to sleep at all last night, because yesterday was the excitingest day of my life. Donald talked in the microphone the whole way home. He said that the bird was just a baby, and it thought my head was a giant flower, probably. Also, he said how brave I was, and that I was a delightful little girl. It was a very interesting conversation. But that was not even the end of my exciting day, my exciting bird day, sorry. On account of last night, I took a bubble bath. And Squeezer got all warmish and soapish. And you know what? Oh, what do you know? He slipped right off with the bubbles. I am getting to be excellent with birds. Someday, I will be a nature guy, probably. I thought for a second, or maybe I will be a photojournal guy, possibly. I tapped on my chin. No, wait. Maybe I might like to arrange hair flowers, because I have a talent for that too, I believe. From Junie B, Nature Guy, and other possible stuff. I put my pencil down and took out my photojournal. Because after the bus trip yesterday, we went right to the drugstore and we got my pictures developed. And they turned out beautifully, I tell you. I showed them to Philip, Johnny, Bob, and Squeezer. They loved them very much. Also, I tried to show them to Dolores, but she was busy getting a facial. Remember, Dolores is the Barbie doll. After I finished looking at the pictures, I lined them up in my journal, and I printed their captions all nice and neat. I smiled as I read them. This is one. Day 1, Grouchy Ladies. Day 2, Doofus Girl and Squeezer. Day 3, Hawaii is making a fool of me. Day 4, a bus full of old people. Day 5, I am stunning. She has a flower in her hand. A bird in the hair. A bird in the hand. A bird in the tree. Bye-bye, birdie. My new friend, Don. A lot of stuff going on. Mr. Scare was right. A photojournal really does tell a story in pictures. And Don was right, too. My bird picture was 1 in a million. I did a sigh. 1 in a million, I whispered. You really can't beat 1 in a million. I opened up my suitcase and I packed my journal real careful. I smiled some more. One's first official photo journal ever, I said. I stood up a little straighter, 'cause feeling official made me taller again. Just then the radio went off. Today was going to be our last day in Hawaii, and so Mother and Daddy had set the alarm. I looked at the clock and grinned. There was still time for one more delicious pancake breakfast. I tippy-toed over to Daddy and blew air in his face. He opened one eyeball. I waved. Aloha, I whispered. Daddy did a chuckle. I kissed him on his cheek. Hawaii was the time of my life. And that's the end of Junie B. Jones' Aloha. Ta-da!